Artists, storytellers, beatmakers, these are the latest news, deals, and free plugins from the music production world. Let's start with something new that solves a modern problem. These are the first headphones ever from Kali Audio, the HP1, and they've done something really unique. These are not your typical studio headphones. There's DSP built in, which gives you 3 voicing modes: studio, consumer, and bass heavy. And there's noise canceling too. So yeah, you're pretty much getting 2 headphones, 2 real use cases in one. Reference headphones that you can also wear on a plane. Okay, so Kali is sponsoring this segment, so this is not really a review, but I can't help but provide some of my opinions, and they don't get to see this video before you do. So I've been testing them, and here's what I think. You can change the way these headphones sound using the button right here. So 3 modes, right? The studio mode is surprisingly flat. Vocals cut through, nothing jumps out, and it's genuinely something I'd feel comfortable mixing on. Next, there's the consumer mode, and I was really surprised how closely it mimics the sound of the Apple AirPod Max headphones. Not just the balance, but that kind of consumery hyped feel. Finally, the bass heavy mode boosts more than just the subs. I hear some upper bass and mid bass getting a lift too. So if you really want to hear the bass, you can set it on this mode. Now, each time you change the mode, you get a voice prompt in your ears telling you which one you're in. That's a small detail, but it's kind of smart and really useful. Active noise canceling is solid on these, not as strong as Bose or Apple, but enough to make a difference. And honestly, at $199, I wasn't expecting it to compete at that level anyway. These are Bluetooth and wired headphones. The Bluetooth connection paired fast, volume and playback buttons all worked as expected, and yeah, you can take calls on this too. The battery life is also really good, over 40 hours on a full charge. So it's wired and wireless. It comes with this wired cable. My one issue with it, this cable is kind of short, but it is detachable, so if you want, you can buy your own cable, a better one, and use that instead. Overall, I think this is a super solid first move into headphones for Kali. You've got something you can mix on and then instantly hear how it'll sound on consumer headphones, and then also enjoy them on the go. That would have been hard to pull off, but they might have just done it, especially when comparing studio and consumer modes. That's so useful when you know so many of your listeners are listening with headphones. Now you're covered with these. Totally worth the price in my opinion. I will say that build quality wise, these kind of matched what you're paying for them, but honestly, take good care of these and you're gonna get a lot of good mileage from that DSP feature. I'll add links to the Kali HP1 headphones below the video. Next up, Izotope just dropped something called FXEQ, and this might change the way you think about using effects. So instead of applying reverb or delay to your whole track, FXEQ lets you add just those effects to specific frequency ranges. So you could say add saturation only to the mids, or reverb just on the top, and right from an EQ style interface. It's very visual, fast, and way more intuitive than setting up a bunch of sends or buses. You get 5 effects modules: saturation, reverb, delay, modulation, and lo-fi. Each of them has multiple modes, like 8 different saturations, 4 delays, and so on, and each one can be dialed in with its own EQ curve. That's what makes this feel different. You're basically painting with effects band by band. And get this, it also has a built-in limiter so you don't clip anything. And if you want to use it on a send, you can toggle the effects only mode too. I think this could be a great way for shaping vocals, adding character to drum loops, or just getting creative with sound design without slowing down your workflow. Definitely check out the free 10-day trial if you're curious. This one's part of Izotope's Catalyst series, so it's lightweight, quick to learn, and all about creative flow. Link is below. Native Instruments is rolling out Kontakt 8.6, and if you're into building your own instruments or customizing patches, this is a really useful update. The big headline is you can now use multiple tools at once and chain them in any order. This opens up a whole new layer of sound shaping right inside Kontakt. You're getting 5 new tools: an arpeggiator, chord builder, humanizer, scale lock, and a velocity curve tool. So now you can, for example, build a chord progression, lock it into scale, add a humanized timing feel, and throw in an arpeggiator all at once. No need to bounce between separate plugins or external MIDI effects. You can also click and drag to reorder tools right in the track and turn individual tools on or off quickly from the UI. I think this really makes Kontakt feel more like a creative instrument environment, not just a sample player. Get this update, it's worthwhile. Okay, if you've been thinking about getting Scalar 3 or trying out Scalar EQ, this might be the time to do it. I've got a 20% off code that's good through the end of August. Just use Scalar 3 Sanjay at checkout. It works on Scalar 3 on its own or the bundle with Scalar EQ. Now, if you haven't checked these out yet, here's what they do. Scalar 3 is basically your chord progression assistant. You can build chord progressions with a ton of musical suggestions built in and even perform them or sequence them with different expressions. With version 3, they've also added more chord sets, a better workflow, and a standalone mode so you can sketch ideas outside of your DAW. Now, Scalar EQ, on the other hand, is something totally new. It's a musical EQ that actually boosts or cuts in key, so you're enhancing frequencies that harmonically match your track and suppressing stuff that clashes. I'll add links to both below the video, and don't forget to use the code. All right, if you're into sound design, ambient textures, or interesting reverbs, IK Multimedia's new Prism Reverb might be worth checking out. This is way more than a reverb shimmer plugin. It's got 4 sound shaping modules that let you build living, breathing reverb textures that actually move and evolve over time. At the core is the reverb engine with size and diffusion controls to go from tight and focused to huge and atmospheric. And then check this out. There's a modulation section that adds motion to the reverb tail. And it's not just LFOs, there's randomization, stereo spread, and depth control that makes things feel organic and wide. Then you've got 2 pitch shifters, each with their own pan and level. It's a creative tool for producers, guitarists, or anyone working with cinematic ambiance styles. If you want reverb that becomes part of the music, the ear candy, not just something in the background, Prism is worth checking out. Also, it's on sale for a limited time right now, so that's something to check out if it's on your radar. Okay, I've got a free plugin and some deals, but before we get to that, are you thinking about putting your music out there? Well, DistroKid is a simple and fast way to get your music onto Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, pretty much everywhere. And DistroKid collects earnings for you when anyone plays or purchases your music. It's simple to use and includes tools to help you build your audience. I've created 2 videos on DistroKid that will probably answer any questions you have. You can watch them right here. And if you're ready to sign up, use the link below to get 7% off your first year of membership. Okay, I've got deals on a few sleeper plugins, the ones that you maybe haven't tried out, but all really worth getting. First up is the Hip Hop Pack from Universal Audio. This is something new. You can choose any 2 plugins from a list of 20, and this list has instruments as well. I would choose the Electra 88 vintage keyboard and maybe the Lexicon 224 reverb, or maybe the Mini Moog, or maybe the Avalon. I don't know. There are so many combos, and you can get your own combo for $50, which is a good price. Another one from Universal Audio is Verve Analog Machines, which is just $29 right now. Next is Mag Audio EQ4. This is a legendary device with that air gain control that adds the most beautiful airiness to vocals. You will love this, and it's just $40 right now. And finally, there's Kashmir Chain. This is a utility plugin that instantly copies your plugin chain from one track to others, tons of others if you want, and you can control everything from just one plugin. Imagine using the same vocal chain on vocal stacks or instrument groups and controlling them all together all at once. If you're looking for synths, you can get a deal on the Sequential Take 5, which is $400 off, or you can get the Arturia Mini Freak $50 off. I'll link to everything from this video below. All right, it's time for a free plugin. If you've watched my channel, you would have heard of Triaz, a drum machine plugin from Wave Alchemy. But many of you don't know that there's a free version called Triaz Player. It includes 4,000 samples, 200 presets, has a built-in sequencer, and you can build beats with this plugin, kind of like what XO lets you do. The only difference with this free versus paid version is that with the paid version, you can add your own samples. But hey, if If you've never tried Trias or EXO, get this, try this one. Lots of free samples included. Link is below. If you're looking to improve your studio, I've got tons of tips in my free ebook. You can download it below. And hey, if you're looking for a bundle of instruments that rivals Native Instruments Complete, watch my full demo of UVI Sonic Bundle right here. Keep making the music you love, and I'll see you later.